Must be something here too. How long is this? Wow. May 4th. Today's now, yeah, today's the 4th. Highest energy light gamma burst ever. It's on April 27th.
Good morning, folks. This is Stellarium, a free internet program trained on my sunrise view from Columbus, Ohio. Before the next sunrise, Aquarian meteor shower will be underway. The moon will be up there with them. Should be pretty beautiful. You are seeing Gamma Burst 130427A. It was the highest energy light we have ever detected here from planet Earth. Good article to go with it, and 7 days ago it ripped out of the Leo constellation, you might remember. This morning Sagittarius pumped one out as well, but we will have to come back to space weather.
Leo. Wow.
Good shot here from NASA's Earth Observatory, capturing some of the fires in Southern California. Only seismic note of the day is a minor swarm returning to the Canary Islands. Quick look at the U.S. flood map with major stage levels present in the Midwest. Yesterday's Indian hail moved east and got no less deadly. The damaging weather can be expected to continue from Sri Lanka and southern India up the east coast, and indeed including nations further to the east. Southwest Pacific, I see thunderstorm potential in northern Australia and northern New Zealand. Hey Taz, how cold is that front? The storm ripping through Europe is major. Significant flooding in France. Extreme weather caused death in Switzerland after dropping hail and tornadoes on Italy a bit earlier. Might consider checking your local forecast if you're across the pond. Quick reminders: Central and South America, along with equatorial zones in Africa and Indonesia. Seasonal patterns leave you much better informed about your weather than we are. But rest assured, major events will not go unnoticed or unreported. Back to the Americas. One line taking warmth due north in the Pacific to Alaska and western Canada. Baja feeling a minor version of that as well. We could see flooding along the southern portion of the pressure convergence line heading across the USA tonight. Back to space weather, where the solar wind is tapering off, but still definitely recovering from a faster stream. The inductions are fading as well with a lower speed and density. The story of the day, though, was a double-peaked M flare. It managed to catch that ultimate peak at M5.7 around 1730 UTC yesterday, and caught the corresponding radio blackout over most of the US. Today's flares are in the C range, but building somewhat. Now, the first M flare peak came from the departing active region on the northwest. It hit M1, did not produce a significant CME, as you should see here on the pink AIA 211 view. Coming back to the American sunspots, get it? Really fat and too lazy to do anything, even when the answer is right in front of their faces. No, but in all seriousness, they have maintained their size and magnetic stability. But then we have the cresting Leviathan. This thing showed up juggling his sunspots and morphing in a major way. When you get that many changes to that many photospheric magnetic fields, they are going to interact and make a solar flare. Forgive my cutting off the main burst headed north and away from Earth. I think that surface event in the wake of the flare is far more beautiful. SOHO confirms it was only the M5 that produced a CME. This will not hit Earth. Responding to questions, what you're seeing on this endless spiral is not the M5 or the M1. It is from a CME a few days ago that I said might give us a glancing blow while most of it went north. It might not even be recognizable, as it will hit during a coronal hole stream from that central coronal hole peeking through the slightest of openings in the umbral field. The hole is Earth-facing, and the solar wind stream will be here in 2 days. I'll leave you with the surface event that could have been headed our way if it had escaped the surface, and some other shots of our star. Eyes open. No fear, it's 7 a.m. Eastern Time, and that's the news. Be safe, everyone.
Okay, so, I want to see this article. Gamma. Dr. Banner and all the radiated people that are Hulks are belted by gamma rays turned into the Hulk. Alright, wow, good picture. I don't understand gamma rays, but it came out of Leo. See, I don't understand why it's a globe when it should be the opposite. It should be hollow. It is big. Okay. Alright, I'll come back. Okay. It came out of Leo, which you know, of course, the lion of the tribe of Judah. The maps in this animation show how the sky looks at a gamma ray energy above 100 million electron volts, with a view centered on the North Galactic Pole. The first frame shows the sky a 3-hour interval prior to GRB 130427A. The second frame shows a 3-hour interval starting 2.5 hours before the burst and ending 30 minutes into the event. The Fermi team chose the interval to demonstrate how bright the burst was relative to the rest of the gamma ray sky. This burst was bright enough that Fermi autonomously left its normal surveying mode to give the LAT instrument a better view. So the 3-hour exposure follows. The burst does not cover the whole sky in the usual way. Okay. Just after 3:47 on April 27th, and that's what it was called, April 27th, Jordan's birthday was the 22nd, 5 days after Jordan's birthday. Fermi's gamma ray burst monitor triggered on an eruption of high energy light to the constellation Leo. The burst occurred as NASA's SWIFT satellite was slewing between targets, which delayed the burst alert telescope detection. Fermi's Large Area Telescope LAT recorded one gamma ray with an energy at least 94 billion electron volts, or some 35 billion times the energy of visible light, at about 3 times greater than the LAT's previous record. 3 times larger than since they've been recording gamma rays. 3 times larger than any record-setting gamma burst. Came out of Leo. 4/27/13. The GeV emission from the burst lasted for hours, and it remained detectable by the LAT for the better part of the day, setting a new record for the longest gamma ray emission. The burst subsequently was detected in optical, infrared, and radio wavelengths by ground-based observatories based on the rapid, accurate position. Okay, this is important. Okay. I gave you a choice. You can see the side-by-side static image. Okay, but it's 3 times larger than any out of Leo. Wow. Over what star in Leo? Which, you know, that's all important. Chuck Missler, get on it. You listening? Okay, there's Leo. It's coming out of the GRB 130427A, out of Leo, which is the lion of the tribe of Judah. It is after the ram that was slain, born of a virgin, the Mazzaroth, and all that stuff. This is 3 times the size of any on record.